Donald Trump returned to the White House with an extraordinary combination: a business empire, a market-moving social platform, and a family fortune growing alongside presidential power. Our previous video credited his measurable results. But results do not erase conflicts. During his second term, his Justice Department controlled the release of Epstein Files involving him. His company prepared to sell Wall Street faster access to his posts. Billions flowed through family crypto ventures. And the war with Iran expanded without a clear victory. None of this proves a crime. Together, it reveals a more disturbing problem. The national interest and Trump's personal interest are becoming difficult to separate. Power is no longer only something Trump exercises. The Trump brand can monetize it. Number 5. The presidency became the Trump brand. Trump's ego follows a pattern. Every public stage becomes his personal stage. FIFA rules allowed Trump to touch the trophy at the 2026 World Cup final. That was not the controversy. He was booed, then remained beside Spain during the celebration until FIFA president Gianni Infantino guided him away through the gold confetti. Earlier, Trump asked Infantino to review an American player's red card. The suspension was later halted, although FIFA denied his influence. Trump then proposed another American World Cup, without Canada and Mexico. The same pattern reached Washington. His name went on the Institute of Peace, the Kennedy Center, investment accounts, a drug website, a $1 million visa, and proposed warships. A federal judge ruled the Kennedy Center renaming illegal. His family company sought trademark rights for airports bearing his name, while commemorative passports carried his portrait and signature. Supporters call these tributes. But presidential historians told the Associated Press that honoring a sitting president on this scale is unprecedented. This is more than vanity. It teaches institutions that the easiest way to gain favor is to place Trump at the center of everything. Number 4. The Epstein Transparency Test. The Epstein scandal began with a promise of transparency, followed by months of resistance. Trump opposed disclosure for months, then reversed position shortly before the House passed it 427-1. The December 19th deadline passed with only a partial, heavily redacted release. Days later, the department said 5.2 million pages required review and recruited 400 lawyers. By January 30th, the department said nearly 3.5 million responsive pages had been published. The department admitted that 15 documents had been incorrectly coded as duplicates and excluded. Among them were FBI interview summaries involving Trump. They appeared only after additional scrutiny. Meanwhile, personal information belonging to some Epstein survivors was exposed. Congress subpoenaed Attorney General Pam Bondi, and the Inspector General opened a review. By July, Republican Thomas Massie and Democrat Ro Khanna had introduced a second act, allowing survivors and state attorneys general to sue for compliance. New Mexico's Attorney General accused the department of obstructing a state investigation. The department cited federal law, court orders, and victim privacy. Whether this was incompetence, obstruction, or both remains disputed, but the pattern is documented. Resistance amidst the deadline, heavy redactions, omitted Trump-related records, subpoenas, and a second proposed law. That is not full transparency, it is controlled disclosure. And every correction raises a new question about what remains uncorrected. Number 3. The presidential profit machine. Reuters estimated that Trump and his sons added about $2.3 billion to the family fortune. World Liberty Financial, a family owned cryptocurrency company brought him almost $800 million, and Trump Memcoin brought him another $636 million. Investors attracted to them suffered a roughly equal decline in value. Earlier, Trump was accused of failing to fulfill his election promise to increase the number of factory jobs and improve the lives of the middle class. It turned out that the number of workers in the country continued to decrease, and combined with the aging of the indigenous population, there are fewer and fewer people in the United States who are ready to take jobs. Trump's disclosure also revealed between $220 million and $750 million in securities transactions during early 2026. The Trump Organization says independent managers made those trades without family involvement. There is no public finding proving otherwise. But then Trump media created something extraordinary. Truth API offered trading firms the fastest access to Trump's posts, potentially for $100,000 per month. Trump's posts can move stocks, currencies, oil, and entire markets. And Trump retained an economic interest of roughly 41% in Trump media through a trust overseen by his children. Two senators asked the SEC to investigate. Trump media said the information was public and the criticism political. The SEC had not publicly found a violation. Presidential speech became a private financial product sold by a company in which the president could profit. Americans are asked to trust invisible walls between policy and profit, between a post and a trade, between public information and private advantage. Number 2. Tariffs by post. In our positive video, we credited targeted tariffs with protecting strategic industries and creating leverage against China. The second-term campaign was broader and unstable. The New York Fed estimated that the average tariff rate rose from 2.6% to roughly 13%. American companies and consumers absorbed nearly 90% of the burden. Tariffs were announced, paused, threatened, and rewritten while markets reacted. The proven criticism is enough. China did not write most of the check. American importers paid at the border. Businesses absorbed the shock and families faced the price. A policy can create leverage and still create chaos. Number 1. Iran and the cost of personal victory. Iran was not an imaginary threat. Its nuclear program, missile forces and proxy networks presented a real danger. But on February 28, 2026, Trump launched Operation Epic Fury without a clear definition of victory. The White House said the operation would last 4 to 6 weeks. A ceasefire came, then major strikes resumed. By July 23rd, CENTCOM reported a 13th consecutive night of renewed attacks. The cost reached $37.5 billion. 18 American service members were killed, hundreds were injured. Only about 1 in 3 Americans supported the war, while 69% said Trump had not clearly explained its objectives. We cannot prove that ego started the war, but one president's promise to win appeared more powerful than a clear strategy, congressional authorization, or an agreed definition of success. Destroyed targets do not tell the country when the war is over, but the Pentagon's $37.5 billion figure was only the bill sent to Washington. The second bill was sent to every American driver. In March, the energy component of consumer prices jumped 10.8% in a single month. By late May, gasoline had risen more than 50% since the war began. The Federal Reserve's preferred inflation measure reached 4.1% in May. During the temporary ceasefire, inflation eased to 3.7%. in June, when major fighting restarted. Brent crude climbed above $90 and average American gasoline returned above $4 a gallon. That does not mean the war caused every price increase. Trump's tariffs and other pressures were already pushing prices higher, but the Federal Reserve itself said inflation stepped up further when energy prices surged after the conflict began. The Dallas Fed estimated that even a one-quarter disruption to Persian Gulf oil exports could add 0.6 percentage points to headline inflation in 2026 and 0.2 points to core inflation. Oil does not stop at the gas pump. Diesel moves groceries, packages, construction equipment, and almost everything Americans buy. Household savings fell from 4.5% of disposable income in January to 2.7% in June. The war did not cause all of that decline, but higher fuel and goods prices made the squeeze worse. The pain was also uneven. Motorists paid more, while Exxon and Chevron reported large jumps in refining profits. Trump's initial answer was brutally simple: if they rise, they rise. He ruled out tapping the strategic petroleum reserve and said the military mission mattered more than gasoline going up a little. Inside the White House, officials then scrambled for options, consulted oil executives, and backed tanker insurance and naval escorts. The administration bet on a short war and a short price shock. By July, both had returned, and Iran is not the only place where power outran accountability. At home, Trump built the largest immigration enforcement machine in modern America. What happened inside that machine deserves its own investigation. Look at the pattern: his name on public institutions, his administration controlling files involving him, his company selling faster access to his words, his posts moving markets, his definition of victory shaping a war. This is bigger than one scandal. It is a presidency in which the national interest and the president's interest are becoming dangerously difficult to separate. So answer one question: is Donald Trump making America stronger or turning America into another property carrying his name? Defend one of these 5 points in the comments. Attack one if you can. But do not answer with MAGA or Trump derangement syndrome. Answer with evidence.